We have a variety of specialized receptors in our body that control the various sensations. Starting off with, we have mechanoreceptors. Mechanoreceptors are going to respond to distortions and disruptions to the they're going to respond to distortions and disruptions to the receptors. They are mechanically stimulated and motivated. So what would be some good examples of mechanoreceptors? Mechanoreceptors are going to be responsible for touch, pressure, hearing, and equilibrium. So you're often going to find them in things like your fingertips or your inside of your ears or your inner ears. Thermoreceptors are going to respond to changes in temperature. Photoreceptors respond to changes in light intensity. So where would you likely find photoreceptors? Chemoreceptors respond to chemicals. What would be some good examples of these? Where are you going to find chemoreceptors? And then finally, pain receptors. Pain receptors are specifically respond to physical and or chemical damage to the cells. So you're going to find these pretty much everywhere. There we go. Respond to damage in cells. You're going to find pain receptors pretty much anywhere because we need to be able to get a diagnostic report from anywhere in our body that says, hey, something's not right, we need to fix it. So there are two classes of receptors that we're going to discuss in this class, general senses and special senses. Starting off with general senses, those are going to be found all throughout the body. They're going to include things like touch, pressure, vibration, temperature, body and limb position, pain. We need this information from everywhere in our body, so these receptors are going to be located everywhere in the body. Typically, they're going to be located in skin, muscles, bones, joints, and other internal organs. We're not usually aware of the general senses, but they're still very important. They provide key information about body position and also homeostasis. They help keep internal body conditions within optimal limits. We constantly need to know about changes in our temperature. We need to know about potential damage. We need to know about our location, whether we're upright or lying down. All of this information is important to know, and so the receptors are going to be found pretty much everywhere. So here's an example or sort of a diagram of what some of these receptors are, where they're located and what their role is. So there are different types of mechanoreceptors found in the skin, and each one has a specific role. So starting off with mechanoreceptors that detect touch. Merkel discs, right here, that's a Merkel disc. Those are going to be free nerve endings. They end on Merkel cells. They're going to be responsible for detecting very light touch. So those are found just beneath the surface of the skin. Meissner's corpuscles, on the other hand, those are going to be over here. Those are going to be encapsulated nerve endings. They tell us specifically where we've been touched. So they give more detailed, specific GPS tracking location information. Mechanoreceptors that detect pressure, on the other hand, are going to be layered a little bit deeper. The Pacinian corpuscle, those are going to be layers of tissue surrounding a nerve ending. Those are going to sense first pressure or vibration. So those are going to be found a little bit deeper. That goes beyond light touch, that goes to actual pressure. Ruffini corpuscles, those are going to be encapsulated nerve endings. Those are going to respond to continuous pressure. So not just, initial pressure, but continuous pressure that we may need to know. Thermoreceptors are going to respond to temperature changes. Those are going to be specialized free nerve endings that are going to be located just below the surface of the skin. And they actually are going to detect two different things. One type will respond to warmth, the other will respond to cold. We don't use one nerve ending for both temperatures, but we must have one for hot and one for cold.